Hello, traders. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. I know a lot of you are expecting a live event today. Harry is still doing a live event. I'm going to have a link to it in the description of this video. I've simply decided that I need to focus on my writing. I'm getting really burned out. I am working 70-hour work weeks and something's got to give. The live events, they take a lot out of me each week, and just not finding the excitement in them, to be quite honest with you. It's, the same old, and it's the lightning round, playing Jim Cramer. How do you like this stock? What do you think about that stock? And I just feel like I can do so much more with that time. So I'm going to be taking a break from them. I love doing the live events with Harry. He's got so many great trading ideas, and that's why I'm going to provide you with a link so that you can go hear him while he does his live events on X. Let's take a look at my most recent picks. I'm still going to do the Sunday videos. I might actually find time to do another short video like this during the week, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because I don't know when I'm going to have time to post these. And if you do that, you're going to be notified so you'll know when there's a new opportunity that's setting up and a new pick. LVS was a short that I liked about 10 days ago or so. That was a beautiful pick. The stock went right straight down. SIG was a pick that I gave you during a live event last week. We were waiting for continued market weakness. You can see the big drop that the stock had after earnings. I still like this short. The market has been running higher like mad. And what have these stocks done? They've continued to be weak. That is the beauty of the system that we trade. SIG, still very weak. Apple, I gave you that pick this Sunday. Look at the gap down Monday morning. Beautiful. That's exactly what we like to see. And look at the stock flounder around today when the market is within striking distance of the all-time high. So yes, these are excellent shorts. There was money to be made here. So for those of you who are thinking, gee, Pete got the market wrong, he must be having his ass handed to him right now. No. We're actually waiting to see how the market played out. We had this downward sloping trading channel, and Friday, before the inauguration, Monday was a legal holiday, so this is really the last opportunity for traders to get long ahead of the inauguration, and the market had popped up above the 50-day moving average. Okay, I'd prefer to see resistance there, but I was aware that inaugurations tend to produce moves higher. So I was okay with it. Still not shorting. What we were looking for was for this downward sloping trend line and for that 50-day moving average to remain intact. I was also looking for a gap up on Tuesday with a sharp gap reversal. Bam, 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 bam. Sellers still being aggressive. They're going to take advantage of this sell the news type of event, and the market will retrace. It'll get back below this trend line, back below the 50-day moving average, and then those short positions would be viable. Well, what happened? Well, yesterday we got a very wimpy little move into the gap, and there you can see long mixed overlapping candles. That's not a strong move. This is a sign that buyers are still engaged. So they are still in there supporting the market. The gap barely fills, and then we start making progress higher, and we close near the high of the day. This is bullish price action. Look at the volume. Dismal, awful, terrible, horrible. This is not a sign of real strength. So buyers are still not gonzo, gotta have it. So for right now, the news is fairly light. We got this gap up. I did buy this breakout to a new high of the day. I had mentioned to chat room members that I'm going to be watching for red candles and I want them resolved immediately. So I get a red candle, boom, boom. And the next two candles, I want to be trading above the open of that red candle and I want to keep going higher. Well, it took longer than two candles, so that was a warning sign. And then I saw a couple of other red candles. Okay, this move is starting to hit resistance. I'm going to take my gains. So I took a 6-point gain in ES and I'm out. And so what do we do from here? Well, the market looks to me like it's going to continue to float higher. It's within striking distance of the all-time high. We don't really have any news. There aren't any flies in the ointment, so to speak. News is very light. A week from today, we have the FOMC statement. That's a big deal. So we'll see what the Fed has to say. Between now and then, we start getting some decent earnings releases. Yesterday, we had Netflix. They loved the number. Netflix shot higher. That also gave the market some fuel to move higher today. So light volume doesn't mean bearish. Don't make that mistake. Light volume rallies can continue for a very, very long time, and they put an incredible amount of pressure on shorts. All a light volume rally means is that we have to use greater caution and we size down. We know that buyers don't have the same level of conviction because the volume is so light. And so we don't want to trade as much either. Sorry about that pop up there. We don't want to trade as big a size either because we know that those moves can reverse very quickly. We're going to see a little bit of resistance here at the all-time high, so we'd like to see the market move through that level. Today, we'd like to close near the high of the day. We'd like to see some follow through on Thursday and Friday. And once we get through this level, the market has a chance to grind higher. I am very, very cautious, to be quite honest with you. I'm in day trading mode. I want to see how all of this plays out. I suspect that we're going to get some volatility in here sooner or later because Trump has been talking about placing tariffs on Canada, Mexico, China, and that type of rhetoric really makes traders nervous. So we could see quite a bit of volatility. And given that there's no volume on this move higher, I feel like I'm constantly treading on thin ice here. So day trading mode, we've got the breakout through the trend line. We're above the 50-day moving average, and we're starting to challenge the all-time high. It's going to be very, very meager little drift higher. I don't see any major economic news coming out. I still believe that everything in China is coming to a head. You're never going to get good numbers or honest reports out of China. It's all the information that I'm hearing and the research that I'm doing that tells me that they're in dire straits. So it's just a matter of time until things really escalate. And I'm not seeing any growth anywhere else that's going to support a big pullback in the second largest economy in the world. So I'm very, very cautious in here. The thesis that we were going to continue in this downward sloping trading channel, it's on pause right now because we have a breakout to the upside, so we have to respect that. Consistent with that, I'm going to give you a pick of the day. I'm going to go into Green Royal Flush. We can take a look at what we've got there. I have a stock in mind, and I know I'm going to see it here, Anet, A-N-E-T. I really like this chart. You can see today we've got heavy volume, and the D1 chart on it looks very favorable. I love this breakout to a new all-time high on heavy volume. You can see that earnings are on 210. So we've got roughly about 20 days, 3 weeks for that move to continue to push higher. So love the volume, love the breakout, love the fact that the stock has been able to hold all of the gains today. How would I approach this trade? So what I would do is I would right click and try and buy a dip. So I'm going to create an alert. I'm going to go into M5. This is a fairly strong move for the stock, so I'm going to be looking for a trade signal that is bullish, and that means that it would have to go neutral and then bullish again, or it could go on a sell signal and then bullish. I'm going to select that on an M5 basis. I'm going to save it. So I want to buy a dip on this stock. I also am going to set a couple of line alerts. Click GTC. This lines up pretty well with VWAP, so I'm going to click on that. And I want to see if the stock is able to get back to the opening price today. So I'm going to set an alert there. And because of VWAP, you couldn't see that. I'm just setting a bunch of alerts. I like the stock. I don't know how far it's going to pull back. I don't know if the market's going to pull back. Every one of these alerts that goes off, I'm going to be able to evaluate what the stock is doing relative to what the market is doing. So if I get a pullback in the stock, and it's largely related to a pullback in the market, I'm going to be okay with that. I just want these major support levels to be preserved, and by all means, I'd like to see this breakout preserved. So I don't want to see the stock pull back very much with the market. I want to know that those buyers that were out there that forced this breakout are still there. And I've got the volume, and I got the D1 pattern that I like, and I generally have a market that wants to float higher. So I've got really everything that I need right now for this stock to perform. I'm just being very cautious. I'm not chasing. I'm waiting for a little pullback, and I'm giving myself an opportunity to see what the market's doing. So that's your pick. I'll review it Sunday. I love all the shorts that we have. I am not foreseeing a big market drop over the course of the next few weeks. But if we get one, you've got Apple, you've got SIG, you have LVS. Just make sure, actually LVS is probably out of play because I believe they announce earnings tomorrow. So hold off on LVS. Do not trade that one. We do not hold over earnings announcements. As far as future live events, I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do in the future as far as those live events are concerned. Right now, I'm writing, and that is my priority. That's where my entire focus is. I'm working 70-hour weeks, and there's just not a lot of gas left in the tank right now. And if I look at things that I can pare back on, the live events, I think, are one of those things that I can open some time up. And I think that we need to do a better job during the live events, excuse me, to make them more exciting, to generate new traffic into them. So thanks so much. Again, please look for that link in the description area of this video, and you'll be able to join Harry during his live event today. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.